Good morning, everyone. This is Jackie with Paper Cuts, and we are going to do a mixed media Monday on Wednesday. I know this week I'm kind of backwards just because I was waiting on some book covers from Sacred Mementos, and I got them. So today we're going to take this gutted old book, and we're going to make it into a junk journal cover using mixed media. So I took some distress ink because I want to color my gesso. It is called Dried Marigold. And now I'm going to take a little bit of my gesso and I'm going to pour it into there. And then we will mix it up, and then we're going to gesso the entire cover. So it makes it kind of an orangey, brownish color. I don't want it overly orange, but I have some fabric squares that I purchased from a CC market on a Saturday, and they're quilted squares, and I want to use that on this book. So first off, what we're going to do is just lightly gesso this cover, and it's not really orange, but you can see that it is not white either. So I'm just going to gesso all over it. I'm sure you can hear my Christian music in the background. I got a little loud today, but I hope everybody's doing well. New subscribers, thank you for watching. Old subscribers, not old, but I mean my veteran subscribers, let's put it that way. Thanks for coming back. I appreciate your loyalty, and I slowly am going to try, because I understand that gaining subscribers on YouTube is a slower process when everybody's doing what you're doing. But anyway, eventually I will get up to 100 subscribers. And as you can see, I'm just brushing it all over, trying to get it. It's a grained book. It's older. I don't know what year it is, but it's definitely not a new book. It's pretty dingy. And I will do the spine and the back as well. And I just kind of wanted to show you the quilt square that I'm going to put on this cover. So the quilt square is going to go like that over the spine and the front. And then when I'm done, I'm going to take this trim and put it along the side. So it'll be kind of eclectic, but I think it's going to turn out really cute. On the camera, you can't really see this gesso being orange, but I think after I get it on the second coat, you'll see it. So you can, just so you know, color your gesso any color you want using alcohol, or not alcohol inks, the distress ink. And it's for your dry ink pads to refill them. So I have all these different colors, and you can also use alcohol inks, but I've never tried that because I don't have alcohol inks. Maybe that's something I might invest in at a later date, but for me, I already have so many supplies that when something new comes out, unless it's something I think I'll use on a regular basis, I try not to go out and buy it, but you know, you can also use acrylic paint to cover your book covers. That works just as well. And I'm just trying to make it not look overly streaky because gesso is a little no, I don't know, opaque, I guess is the word I want. And I don't like streaks. When I'm painting, I'm kind of a meticulous freak about it. Just meticulous. I guess we can leave out the freak. I'm not a freak. So I have the front and the back now done. So I'm gonna go over my spine, and it's gonna kind of, like I said, because it's opaque, you're gonna be able to see a little bit of the book spine through it because it's inked in black, and so the texture of that is gonna kind of seep through, but that's all right, you know. It adds texture and character, and I probably should put it down some wax paper. And then once it gets a little drier, I'll go over the edges, but I'm gonna put a little more on the front cover. It's not like I really want it solid, but I do want that ugly putrid green color kind of covered up. And then we're going to use modeling paste, and I'm going to stencil on the front, up in this right corner here, a word, and that's what the journal's going to be called. So we'll get that all done. I'm just going over this a little bit as it dries, trying to use up my gesso, because I want to, of course, clean my brush. I've ordered a few things on Etsy, and trying to finish up my chest, but until I get that, I'm just doing detail painting, but there we go. Okay, so I'm gonna go, it's all covered. I'm gonna go clean off my brush, and then I'll be right back, so hold tight. Okay, I'm back. I'm going to now I'm going to color my modeling paste before we stencil it on. So let me move my book up just a little bit, and then I have a little area to work. So I have my little clear cup, and then I need to get one of my stencils out and decide what word I want. I bought this at the Dollar Tree, and I really like that family, but I don't know if it's going to be big enough. Let's see. Oh yeah, so we're going to try that. We're going to try family and see if it works. I have, my desk just isn't big enough for working. I know the more videos I do, the more I realize I need like a bigger workspace. But anyway, all right, so let's move this off to the side as it's still drying a little. I'm going to just wipe up lightly this gesso that I got on it, my mat. I usually put something down so I don't get everything all over, but didn't do that this morning, sorry. Okay, so I'm not gonna need a whole lot of modeling paste. So I'm just gonna put a little bit in here, and then whatever we don't use, we'll just toss. And then I got my Dusty Concord. So it's kind of a purple tone, which is, I'm hoping to get this purple out of it. And then I can use a little bit of blue and purple and that light orange in the inside. So we'll see. Now, I find that it's best just to put a dot in, a drop, see your color, because if you get too much in, then you end up too dark. So we're just going to add a drop at a time. And I forgot to pull out my paste knife. So yeah, I'm just mixing it in the modeling paste, hoping to create that purple lavender color. And then that we're going to use our stencil and do a raised it's kind of a, yeah, it's a lavender. Okay, so I'm gonna go upside down because the bottom of my book is still a little wet. And then we're gonna put it here. So I should line up my stencil, and I want it kind of off to the right, so I need to be careful because I don't I don't want my modeling paste on any of my other letters. Like I said, it doesn't take a whole lot of modeling paste at all. I'm gonna wipe this off, and then we'll kind of scrape that off, hopefully without I think we did good. It's kind of hard doing it, I guess, upside down, but it is what it is. Okay, so now, moment of truth. I'm just going to lift this up, and there we have our family. The word family. Not our whole family, but, and the lavender. Can you see that? It's just raised a little bit, and it's in the purple. So I'm gonna lay my quilting triangle back on it. So this we're gonna glue down because I can't sew this cover. So what I'm going to do first is sew the outline around it so that it doesn't overly fray once it's on our book. And then while I sew, this cover will get a little drier. We want to be careful not to mess up our family. Here's some extra modeling paste, but I won't be using that. I'll scrape that out and clean that out. So I'll be right back. Hold tight. Okay, I'm back. I went ahead and just did a zigzag stitch around the edge of my quilted piece, and I'm going to just trim it up a little bit because some of the edges are off, and just trim it up a little bit before I glue it down. And then on Friday I will go ahead and show you we'll go ahead and finish up the cover, and then next week we'll work on putting signatures in it. And then you can see how I put together a junk journal. I bought a bunch of new vintage papers from Patty at Sacred Mementos, and I want to use them in this journal. Just cutting off some of the strings. I want to leave some, but not all. So we're going to put it down like this, and then I think I'm going to do some kind of flower or something down here just to spruce it up a little bit. So I want to, on this, use my Fabri-Tac because, of course, we're gluing down fabric. But and then I'll probably distress it a little bit, make it look a little more vintage. And then we'll have a finished cover. Sorry it's taking my glue so long to come down. I had it sitting for quite some time. I haven't been using the Fabri-Tac because I've been trying that new beacon glue to see if I like it, and so far I really like it. So let's see if we can get our Fabri-Tac out. I find that the Fabri-Tac in this in the bottle sometimes gets really thick and I can't get it through my tip, so I'm just going to take the lid off and spread this around a little, and then take my finger, because I don't want it overly thick, but I do want it all over because I do want this to stay down. So I just poured it out, and then I'm just using my finger. Of course, it makes your fingers stick together, but I'm just smoothing it out a little bit so that it's going to adhere really well to my cover. Okay, so let me clean off my finger here before we lay this down permanently. It's time to get some new wet wipes, I think. Okay. Good enough. Alright, so I want the rusty color towards the front. So I'm just laying it down. Got my pinky in there. Normally I would sew this, but like I said, the canvas cover on this book is it's a little too thick, and I know for a fact it will not go through my sewing machine, but that's okay. You can always use your glue. I just think these are just the cutest little quilt triangles, and then we'll go around and see some places where we can glue it down. Get my glue down. You just want to make sure that it's really adhered, so that when we go to close our book, oh, isn't that sweet? Yeah, it's very clean, and I'll put a little more glue down there. But I do want to put this wonderful lace that I got from Esme on the kind of on the spine like that. Or maybe, yeah. So let's cut that down and we'll put that on, and then we'll leave it until Friday. So I'm just touching up the edges. You know what? I am going to try that beacon glue and see how it works. It doesn't say it works on fabric, but we're going to give it a shot. Because I know it comes out of the bottle. And I want to get this all glued down before I put that trim on. So I'm just seeing where it's not totally adhered, because I don't want it lifting off the cover. So anyway, I hope everybody's doing well and you've been doing some crafting. Our temperatures here in the high desert have been up to 110, and it's been hotter than blue blazes. So I've been doing a lot of indoor work and not going out much. But today I need to run some errands, so I'm going to have to go out in that heat. But I have air conditioning in my car, so that's a good thing. I'm just doing a little circle each of the flower things. And I want it just to the right of the spine, so it doesn't lift when you bend your book. So let's see how we did. So there's our spine, and that's the front of our book. Very colorful. Very colorful. Probably the most colorful book I've ever done. But, you know, sometimes you gotta try different things. Now let's put the other down on the back side. And then we'll be done for today. I hope you all stay cool and are able to get some crafting done I watched Lori Girl on the Ridge last night with Maggie White do a live, and that was a lot of fun. They were doing grunge, but because my garage was so hot, I couldn't craft with them. So I just watched what they did, and yeah, so it was a lot of fun. Okay, so hopefully you can see how colorful that is on screen, and maybe possibly try to do your own today. And then once this has dried, this is what it looks like in the front, and this is what it looks like on the back. And we're going to grunge this up a little once everything has dried and I know everything's adhered. So thanks for watching today. Paper Cuts by Jackie. I hope you do some crafting and try some new things using modeling paste, gesso, and maybe some fabric and lace. Okay, have a blessed day. Bye-bye now.